Hey everyone, my name is Anirudh, and today I would like this video to be shown to future orchestra students, and I'm pretty much going to teach all of y'all how to play a D major scale. So the first thing you really need to play a D major scale specifically is that you need to know the notes in a D major scale. So pretty much all the notes are the same except for two, which are the C and the F. They are both sharps, meaning that they are past the note itself. So let me demonstrate. Right here, I'm going to be playing a C, which is simply 3 fingers on the G string. That right there is a C, 3 fingers on the G string. If I extend that higher, that is what is called a sharp. If I extend it lower, that is what is called a flat. In D major, we only focus on sharps, and there are 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. So if I wanted to play a C sharp, I would pretty much extend my 3rd finger C a half a step, so slightly a little bit more, like that. And then that right there is a C sharp. I'll play it one more time. That is a C sharp. There is also another C sharp located on your viola, which is pretty much a high 2 on the A string. Your A string is your string on the far right. So to play a C sharp, you simply it's just your high 2. It's not like the one on the G string where you have to do an extension. It is just simply your 2 fingers, your 2nd finger, like this. That right there is a C sharp. Now that you know the 2 little exceptions of the D major scale, well, they're not necessarily exceptions, but they are 2 sharps of the scale. So now we need to start playing the scale. In a scale, we have something called octaves. Every octave is 8 notes. So we start out the D major scale with D. So whatever scale it is, we start out with that note. So if it's a C major scale, we start with C. In this case, it's a D major scale. So we're going to start it out with D. So we start out with our open D string, which is our 3rd string. After that, we then need to do our 1st finger, which is an E. And then we need to extend our 2nd finger to form an F sharp. Then next is our 3rd finger, which is a G. Then we need an A, that is your open A, and then your 1st finger B, and then your C sharp, and then your 3rd finger D. And there you have it, you have played your first 8 notes of the scale. Now that you've gone all the way up to the high D, you then need to go back. So then in order to do that, we pretty much reverse whatever we just did. So we play the D again. Well, it depends, but in this case I'm just going to play the D again. So like this. There, make sure that sounds right. And then after that, we play the C sharp again. So pretty much we're playing the notes that we just played, but we're reversing the order. So I just played D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Now I'm reversing that. So I'm doing D, C sharp, B, A, G, G, fish, also known as F sharp, E, D. So pretty much I like to think of a scale as a symmetrical kind of pattern. So that's what we're doing. So we start out with D once again, and then we go C sharp, and then we go B, and then we have an open A, and then we have a 3rd finger G, and then we have a high 2 F sharp, and then we have our 1st finger E, and then we have our open D. And that right there is your D major scale. So that was pretty much the simplest way on how to play a 1 octave D major scale, which I think is pretty effective. Just keep in mind that there is the F sharp and the C sharp. That is the only 2 changes of the scale. 2 sharps are included in the D major scale. So that is pretty much how to play the D major scale, and I hope you learned something new.